Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, and it is the 22nd of March. And March Madness marches on. Wow, so many weird things are happening now. I just don't put it on anyone, the basketball thing or whatever. It is politics. It is a bombing in Brussels airport. The Islamic terrorists that have invaded them, and just those poor people. There's over 31 dead, and that is just still counting, and 187 injured. And it is it's a very sad day for them. Our president is in Havana, Cuba, and he is talking with the reporters and all today, and he did mention the Brussels bombing, and a lot of people in Congress now are calling for him to probably cut this trip short, come back, and acknowledge that this is a very tragic thing that's happened. And there's no one. There was a suicide bomber at American Airlines check-in at Brussels Airport. So, he's gotten his justice and reward. And then the others, because he did shout out in Arabic before the explosion. So we're not just, not saying we're profiling or anything like that, but seems like they want to take advantage, and also they want to claim this. And ISIS is rejoicing. They've had reports of ISIS rejoicing where they are, and so it just seems like it's probably a terrorist attack, right? I think we can go ahead and say that. It's okay, and our administration may be getting closer and closer to being able to say that more easily, that this is an Islamic or radical Islamic, or however you want to put it, but they do shout out Allah before they do all the killing, that they, I guess, justify in their head that it's okay to do. I just don't get it. It is a shame that people have to go through this. And there was a talk on one show this morning about terror and the definition of terror and what scares you, what really scares you. And when something's so far away, we feel like, that's so far away, so why in the world would I be afraid of that? That's just those poor people there in Belgium that are all weirded out about that. But it does affect everybody. It affects everybody. And these people are testing and practicing and rehearsing how to do things bigger and better. And they were just totally mortified when they found out that how many of these the cell phones that they now have rigged up to be able to do these to explode the bombs and not even be there, just call it in. They're getting pretty brazen, and when these things happen, it makes it harder and harder for the police to be able to track this stuff down because of the type of technology that they're using. So they now have said, we've got to go back to relying on the people to say, please come forward. Please tell us if you know of anybody that is acting strange or that has bragged about something or something like that they could actually hang on to, because they are having a harder and harder time with technology trying to track these people down. And so now is the time for people to go back to looking out for each other. And that always kind of goes back to that. That's like the boots on the ground type of thing that we've got to have. And so this is what the police there are starting to say. We need help from everybody. If you don't want this happening when you're walking up to the gate to get your ticket, then you want to make sure that you've looked around and you've seen and you've watched people, and if somebody's acting really nervous and and all that. So if you see something weird, you got to report it. I know that is hard. We've been talking about that, about simple local things that have happened, and I felt like, how can I report this because of what this is going to do to their family and that kind of thing. But it's what if you don't stop it, what it could do to many families. And now we have all this that's happened there, and it's horrible. So I certainly pray for them, and I know that prayers are going out and just feeling so like, what do we do? So helpless. But they got, this is just the strangest thing. They've got the airport back open so people can come and go from the airport. They had everybody locked down, and now they've opened that up to let people out again. So they feel like that they've, I guess, vetted everybody that was there, that they're not afraid of it, but they're letting these people try and find another way to get to their home or get to the places they were trying to go before this happened. So we just want everybody to be, if you can, if you will, to pray for them and to get through this, and pray for the enemy. That's just so weird when God said, pray for your enemy. What? How can I pray for somebody that's done something wrong to me? How can you ask me to do that? Well, it's easy. He created us, and he said, here's what you got to do. And when you do pray for an enemy, it does lessen the intensity of your hatred, and you're so mad about everything they've done and that they're breathing air in and out. So you see there's a psychological reason why you want to pray for someone. So I think that would be a great thing for us to do. I mean, it certainly couldn't hurt, and if you could do that, I remember talking to people and saying, is there anything that I can pray for you about? And they went, well, I don't know how much good it could do, but it couldn't hurt. And I said, that's right, it couldn't hurt. And I'm so happy to do it. We have prayer warriors I know that are in our audience, and when things happen to people that we know, that we love, or people that we don't even know, just like all these people there in Brussels, 3 different locations that this all happened, that these bombs went off, and they know of one. There's a suicide bomb at the airport that, and the death count is just keeps. Every time I look at it, it's more people than they said before. So we know that it's and counting type of thing. But anyway, be aware of that. And if you've got a chance, just a few minutes, a couple of minutes, seconds, it doesn't take God much to understand. He understands what your heart is trying to say. And if you just would remember these people and hopefully watch over them and their safety. So thank you so much for that and letting me talk about that. Now, hatred, yesterday I said what I wanted to talk about, but there's all the hatred that this world is just, it is like the world that is just spewing all this hate speech toward one man and all of his followers is Donald Trump. And people are going crazy. There are people that won't rent their apartments to anyone that's supporting Trump. There are people that are saying, I don't want to be friends with my friends anymore. They're not my friends anymore because they're supporting Donald Trump. So people have gotten so weird about this and so insane about how they're reacting to this election. But here's the deal. Let's go back in time. The thing is that the election and the people who go out and stand in lines, cold, stormy, and that's the weather that they have to stand in lines to get in there to vote because they believe in this and they believe that this is the right thing for them to do. And whether it's Cruz, Kasich, or whoever, it is something that they understand is their right as a citizen, as an American citizen, to do. And so they go to exercise that, and then they find out that the very people, the very Republicans that have stood up and talked about, our rights and the patriotism that you should feel and all while you stand in line and go to vote, that all those people may be disenfranchised. And that word usually, I just can't stand to even hear that word used. It's been used so much. But this time, you're really feeling it. It's like it's closer to home when they say all those people, that voted, millions of people that voted, and they support and they voted for Donald Trump, may have that all ripped out from under them because of new rules that just happened for this convention. And that if they don't come in with, the 1237 they're supposed to have, this number that somebody came up with, even though they have the majority of the number, it doesn't matter. Unless it hits this number and over, that they can then start putting out ballots like the delegates now will vote again. They have another chance to vote, and they can vote however they want to. They don't have to stick to the person that they were sent there with. That's just what is so weird to me and so strange and frustrating, because you feel like you're going to just kill people's incentive to do anything that deals with being a part of the system. It's like we're kicking you out of the system because you didn't do the right thing, people. And even though the majority of you want this guy is not good enough. You don't know better. You don't know, that this is not right for you. So let us tell you what's right for you. Hello, Dolly. We've heard that from the Democrats for so long. And now the Republicans have taken on that same type of message, it seems like. It's so crazy. And when we come back from this break, we're going to even talk about how crazier it can get. And it even happened locally. But don't go away. There's so much more to say about this. You know it. And the primaries, we've got primaries going on today to either solidify or maybe rectify. I don't know. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And you're going to hear it all right here on the Cindy Cochran Show. Don't go away. We love our listeners. We'll be right back.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the first daily talk show serving Montgomery County.
At Jazzy Junk, volunteers reclaim, restore, and recycle. Jazzy Junk is a non-profit resale storefront where you will discover wonderful, unique finds at very affordable prices on furniture, antiques, books, art, home decor, and more. When you shop Jazzy Junk, you support New Danville, a community for adults with developmental disabilities. We receive new donations daily, so plan a visit to Jazzy Junk today to find that perfect item or gift. Our motto is here today, gone today. So remember to hurry in and shop often for the best selection. Jazzy Junk is located in the outlets at Conroe on League Line Road and I-45 North. Call 936-441-4500 or visit our website, jazzyjunk.org. That's JUNQUE for more information and store hours.
Hey, this is Cindy Cochran, and now Conroe can boast of another first. The first morning live talk show, 10 to 11 a.m. Monday through Friday, right here on Lone Star Internet Radio, coming straight out of the fabulous downtown Conroe, Texas. Be the coolest guy at the water cooler, or the most informed breakroom dweller by listening to the fun side of the news, local, national, infinity, and beyond. The Cindy Cochran Show, you ain't heard nothing yet.
Have a legal question? Are you a resident of Montgomery County? Call 281-645-6344 to talk to a volunteer attorney from the Woodlands Bar Association. We answer the phones on the first Monday of every month at 281-645-6344 from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. to provide general legal information and information about legal resources to Montgomery County residents.
In a world where everyone with a smartphone is a photographer, unique images still stand out in local newspapers, magazines, and on the internet. Writer and photographer Brad Meyer has gained a reputation for innovation and quality, specializing in an editorial approach to portraits and event photography. For information, visit bkmeyer.com or call 281-221-4812.
The Cindy Cochran Show, you ain't heard nothing yet.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Thank you so much for listening. It is Tuesday. It's the 22nd. A lot of primaries are going on around the country, I think in the western part of the country. And another chance for people to vote and, let their vote be heard. And it certainly has been heard. I mean, a vote for Donald Trump is like a shot around the world because people that are voting for him are just hearing it from all sides. I mean, they're friends who they thought they were friends. And if you say you wanted to vote for Donald Trump, they've just been terrible. Even Richard had something disparaging to say, you certainly don't mind speaking your mind, do you, Richard?
Not at all.
Not at all. Well, I just I just don't understand how, we talk about majorities and we is he calling? Okay, well, let's just make this even more interesting. Good morning. Hello. Hey.
What?
How are you doing?
Well, I thought I was calling a different number.
You did? Well, you called the Cindy Cochran Show.
I called the Cindy Cochran Show?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
that was the last place in the world I wanted to end up, because I was a big Bernie Sanders fan, and I was going to, wave the flag, say, "Oh, go Bernie, go Bernie, go Bernie." Who in the world in their right mind would ever dream of Donald Trump being president of the United States? You'd have to be so far out, right wing, center. I mean, geez Louise.
How did I know?
Donald Trump, please.
Listen, this is Dennis O'Connor, who has mistakenly called the Cindy Cochran Show, even though he's heard between every break we hear his lovely voice. And I'm so glad that you mistakenly called. That you mistakenly called our show. Listen, I just had a feeling that you were a Bernie Sanders fan. I just had that feeling. That guy.
Yeah.
That
well,
guy. Do you think he has?
Bernie, go Bernie, go Bernie, go Bernie.
Well,
please be
even
elected.
before,
don't be assassinated before you're elected. Please,
even
Bernie.
before Bernie Sanders came on the scene, you have felt the burn, haven't you? You have felt it.
Yeah.
Okay,
and I so worry about him. I just saw a speech he did last a day ago in California,
right.
and I thought, oh, Bernie, man, they got so many assassination bullets ready for you. I'm sorry. I have lived on this country far too long. I saw. I saw Martin Luther King, and I saw RFK assassinated,
right.
And then I saw George McGovern get assassinated politically.
Right,
he
true.
never got killed, but he was the great white hope for us liberal people who thought, maybe the poor people have a say in this country. But
now that was for George.
Anyway.
George Wallace is who you thought was could be the
George
great white
Wallace.
hope?
No, not George Wallace. George McGovern.
I think you said Wallace. I think you said George Wallace.
Did I say Wallace?
I think you did. We'll have to go back and listen
well,
to
well,
it.
that must have been a Freudian slip or something. I don't know what.
I'm glad. Okay, I caught that.
I would say George Wallace as opposed to George McGovern.
Yes. That just came out of left field. I went, wait a minute.
We're talking about two different sides of a very big coin.
That's exactly right.
But the good and the bad in the Belgium bombing, there's a yin and a yang that exists that is good and evil in this world that you just have to live with.
Well, you're right.
In some way, shape, or form.
You're right. They'll always be there.
You just have to live with it in some way, shape, or form. That yes, this happens. Yes, it's awful. Or yes, this happens. Yes, it's wonderful. And both of these things exist at the same time in our world. I'm probably going into Zen Buddhism here.
I think so, because
as opposed to Christianity.
Right. No, I think so. But even though, we were warned through the Bible. The Bible says, like the poor are always going to be with you. So for you to get freaked out over something that something happens, it's okay, because there's going to be more of this, and you learn to deal with it and just do what you can. It's like at your feet. What is it that you can do to help? Rid civilization of evil. You have ways of doing kind things and overcoming evil with good, and the evil sometimes brings to the awareness of people's mind, like, wow, I forgot about that, or I didn't realize things were so bad, or it strengthens their faith or something. There is all kind of reactions. You're right, to something bad, to something good, and something that the silver lining kind of thing can happen from
Yeah,
it.
the one thing that Christianity spoke of was love.
That's right.
You know, and that's the heart of the matter. That's the
It is.
gall, and I'm not going to cuss.
Good
that's
boy.
The gall darn heart of the matter. It's
is.
love.
That's
and then you said, love your enemy.
Right.
Love your enemy?
Right. I know.
How's that going to happen?
How's that
gonna
possible?
happen? What's that all about?
That's right.
You know, what do you tell the people that put you in a concentration camp and burned 6 million of you? Thank you very much.
Well, but God said,
really
pray.
Enjoyed this trip.
Yeah, no,
You
but
know,
God said, pray for your enemy. Pray for your enemy, and if you learn to, like, I'm going to love you no matter what. Just like I want God to love me no matter what, because the stupid things and the bad things I do, I want Him to see
Well,
me.
we have to realize that some people aren't evolved as others.
True.
You know, you and
Right.
I are much more higher evolved.
Oh yes, we're on a higher
you
plane.
know,
than-
we're in a much higher plane of
Yes.
existence.
Right.
We've lived too many lives, and we're beyond that. But some people are just on the bottom edge
Feeders, yeah. No.
of evolution. And they're mean people. They're mean people. They kill people. They just don't have a conscience. They don't have a worldly understanding of what it is to live in this world. So,
Well, you know, when Jesus said on the cross, He said, "Forgive them, Father, because they don't know what they're doing. They don't understand."
know what they're doing.
But what they did though was to complete the prophecy and complete what needed to be done so that we could have, you know, benefit from that. But it's always happened. You're right, and you just
Yeah, but that's a starky position to think that for some reason Judas was a part of. Well, that's pretty cool though. That's kind of zen to think that Judas was part of the plan.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
And he deserves love just as much as Jesus does.
Sure, he should
You know,
be prayed for
Judas
and
needs
forth.
love just
Yeah,
as much as Jesus does.
that's right.
You know, but he was part of a plan that was set in motion. Who knows, a long time ago, or it's just this thing that's still happening.
Well, I
You
think
know,
that
and
we still have.
in the Belgium bombing.
Yeah.
You know, there's a Judas there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Judas there somewhere.
Yes, there is, and we hope that we
Yeah.
that we find him. But I think that it's what's so cool about God is that He is so totally opposite. A lot of the ways that he thinks, or the ways that he sees. This is what's good. This is what's rich. This is what is amazing. And we think it's just the opposite because what the world tells us that is supposed to be
He
like.
allows evil to happen.
Right. It does.
He
It happens.
allows that. If you can believe in that, I don't happen to believe in that, but you know, I just see some guy in a, you know, when you go into the Christian image of this God and the big gray white beard and standing there, and he allows evil to happen.
That's right.
Which is what freaks so many people out.
Yeah, but then
And
he
I
gives
think
us.
that's just a misnomer.
But he gives us the tools.
I don't think he's allowing evil to happen. The world is just happening as it's happening.
No, but he gives us the tools, though, to overcome that, to overcome the evil and how to fight the evil. He gives us all that, but he does not hold a gun to our head to make us choose to believe him or choose to do the right thing. He is allowing us to do it out of love, out of faith, out of you're going to take care of us. It's just like if your kid your kid has to love you because you hold a gun to his head, like you're going to love me. And you're going to do what I say because you have to
but
love me.
if he could eliminate the evil with a flick of his finger,
Right.
like swatting a fly,
Oh.
and in your belief system, he has that power to do that if he wants. So why does he allow evil to exist?
Okay, hang on.
and not
There's
just
the question.
swat
Okay, there's
Oh,
the
I
question.
almost said
Wait,
it.
I've got to go to a
Not
break
just-
right now. Hang on. I got to go to break, so just hang on. We'll come right back, and there's the question. Why does God allow evil to exist? We'll be right back with that easy answer and many more. So you're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
The Cindy Cochran Show. Real. Reality. Radio.
Tune in to Chamber Chat with your host, Courtney Galley and Samantha Good, with the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce, every first Tuesday of the month at 11 a.m. I'm one of your hosts, Courtney Galley. Samantha and I will chat about the Conroe Chamber's upcoming events and programs for the month. Relax with a cup of joe or your favorite drink for Chamber Chat.
In a world where everyone with a smartphone is a photographer, unique images still stand out in local newspapers, magazines, and on the internet. Writer and photographer Brad Meyer has gained a reputation for innovation and quality, specializing in an editorial approach to portraits and event photography. For information, visit bkmeyer.com or call 281-221-4812.
Did you know there are more than 790 abused and neglected children currently in foster care in Montgomery County? Will you help make a difference? I'm Allie Stevens with Casa Child Advocates of Montgomery County. We train and support volunteers to be the voice of children in the foster care system. Kids removed from their home because of abuse and neglect. And we need volunteers just like you to advocate for these children. To learn more about becoming an advocate, please visit CasaSpeaksForKids.com. That's CasaSpeaksForKids.com.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the first daily talk show serving Montgomery County.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. We actually have a Bernie Sanders supporter on the line with us right now.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the most opinionated show on, where the hell are we?
On Earth.
Okay.
We're on Earth. We're on Earth. Some of us are. Listen, you said you supported Bernie Sanders. Can you give me, like in 2 sentences, why you support Bernie Sanders? Are you ready for a socialist world?
Yeah, wait. Blacks, gays, poor people, women. 2 sentences. I haven't even started the first one yet.
Those are the list of people and issues that you feel like he's the one that is going to prevail and be able to turn around the thinking of this nation. Correct?
Oh, no, I don't really actually believe that because I don't trust any politician. Never trusted a politician since LBJ, poured out that Great Society thing, and then all my brothers and sisters went over and died in Vietnam. No, I don't really support any politicians. And I'm going to vote for Bernie Sanders, but do I expect him to actually do what he says? No, not a fucking.
Where was our beep? Where was our beep,
sorry.
Richard?
Gosh, I'm sorry. Not a chance. Not a chance that he's going to actually be able to do all he says because there's probably going to be a Republican Senate and blah blah blah. And he's going to have the same fight Obama had. So
right, that's why.
But I think he's better than that wacky doodle Trump, who's going to get nothing done, who's just a TV star.
Now tell me,
entertainer.
Okay, now I want to ask you a question since you said that. Why do you think that he could get nothing done? Tell me why. What is your reason for saying that?
He's just too outrageous. The things he's saying are the things he's proposing. Your wall. They're just entertainment purposes only, and I can't believe that the Republicans are actually buying that stuff.
No, it's not.
He's a comic clown. He's a comic clown as far as I'm concerned.
But so when somebody...
He's not a real person.
Okay, but when somebody diametrically opposes that and says, I believe that this guy is the only guy I can see that has the ability to lead because he's so strong and forceful. That's what they're seeing from him. And so their choice is, not very good. But this guy, they've seen him.
Yes, we have no choices.
Here's the deal.
I'm sorry to say we have no choices.
Okay, but here's the deal. Like Obama comes to the presidency with his only experience is being a community activist. That's it. That's it. He had no, and he went through the Senate. He did not.
That means
he
a
was
lot.
not. No,
that
but
means a lot when you're a community activist in the heart of downtown Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you have been through the mill.
Well, I can see
when
where
you know the South Side of Chicago and what went on there.
But what I'm talking about,
that's not an easy road,
right? But he did not have the experience that everybody's yelling about that somebody should have if they're going to be president. He did not have that experience, and the people that he surrounded himself with were such, criminals and activists of blowing things up, like Bill Ayers and things like that. And people disregarded all of that. But they just liked the fact that he was very charismatic, and they felt good about having the first black be president. And wow, I mean, I myself just was hoping and praying that he would do a great job to unify this country, and that he would do a great job. And nothing happened. And when I kept hearing him,
it's really hard because the opposing forces, the Republican opposing forces wouldn't let him pass anything. They were totally and are totally opposed to everything. Every word he ever said, it was just like, put Obama down. We're not going to ever have anything he likes,
See, and that's what.
And there's got to come a time when the politicians in this country, if that could, and I doubt that it ever could. I don't have no faith in it. I have no faith in politicians at all.
Got it.
That they will do the right thing for this country, because our political agenda is so skewed as far as I'm concerned,
But then why would you?
That goes back.
Why would you want to put someone in office? Why would you want to put someone in office that is going to be up against, if it stays, a Republican Senate and a Republican Congress? That's what you want. That nothing will happen. This guy will rant and rave about things that are just not. It's not going to happen. He will not be allowed to take control of his, of what he wants to do, and the agenda he wants to the agenda he wants to push forward is not going to happen.
Because I like him.
You just like the way he talks. Now, no, I like him. I
like him. I like someone that's for the underdog, and that's been my whole life.
Right.
That I like him, and he's for the underdog, and.
But see, you know what?
And this Trump show, now it'll be entertaining either way it goes.
Yes, it will be. It will be. And somebody.
If it went for, I don't even think of Hillary anymore. But she might. She might slip through the doors, and then it's like, oh man, this is a whole new ball game.
Well, if she's not indicted before she gets there,
she could do it. You never know.
Yeah.
But Trump, he's
Don't you want to see that debate, though? Don't you want to see the debate between Trump and Hillary? Wouldn't that be the most fun thing in the world? Because
he's just entertainment.
Yeah.
He's just, he's reality TV entertainment.
And she's the antithesis of that.
That we actually have gotten this far into the future of America, to where some clown could act like he's going to rule the country, but then at the same thing, Bernie Sanders would be up against a hard, vast majority of Republicans and never get all this stuff done that he wants to get done, that he's promised, because they're going to put up a goddamn brick. Oh man!
Good grief!
I'm sorry. They're going to put up a brick wall. Against him, just like they have for Obama. So it's I can say crap. It's a crap throw. It's throwing dice. You never know how it's going to go.
But here's the deal.
You never know.
Here's the deal. Is
hopefully
as far
they don't
extreme
have any big wars.
As far as extreme you are in supporting Sanders as the way I feel about the whole political thing. But I can still love you. I can still be your friend. I can, and I'm not going to refuse being your friend because you want to vote for Bernie Sanders.
Well,
now that's how you should be able to.
States and democracy.
Yeah, you should be able to discuss it and walk away friends. And because I respect who you want to, respect the fact and the political process and the patriotic process of you going to vote, and that vote should mean something. And if more people of your ilk, to vote for Bernie Sanders, and he gets into the office. Then, and because I went and voted, I can go rail against him as he does things that I think are wrong. But if Trump gets in the office and he absolutely happens to work out, and just like with Reagan, they didn't think Reagan was going to work out.
Chance of that.
Now, the same people said the same thing about Ronald Reagan, that some guy that was in a movie called Monkey Business. How can that happen?
Ronald Reagans. We always called him Reagans.
Yes.
We expressed the Reagans.
Yes. See, that's what I'm telling you that, you never know. All these people that say they know exactly what he's going to do, they know exactly the outcome, they know exactly how, I just you don't know, because he's never been in office before, so you don't have that history with him like you do some of the other people that are in there.
You don't have that history with him. You don't have that history with Trump. You don't have that history with Bernie.
Well, Bernie's been in the Senate, though. Bernie's been in the
wish.
Bernie's been in the Senate, though.
Of course, you got the Electoral College, which sucks big time. That even the popular vote does not actually elect somebody. It's Electoral College, which actually elects somebody.
Well, see, that's what I'm talking about. When they get to
that kind of sucks big time.
When they get to the convention, and they have already had these rules committee happening because they're so afraid of Trump that they've already started trying to change the rules so that when they get there, they can do multiple voting. If he doesn't have the magic number, they can take these delegates through voting processes that they can change their mind. They can change whoever, and so it's just going to be fascinating. But you've got to admit,
will not be elected by popular vote.
Right, I understand that, but you've got to admit
it's already decided in some big rooms in Washington, and the people that are there, you'll never see, you'll never know. Trump and Bernie and Clinton are just out there as faces. As far as I'm concerned, you'll never see the guys that actually decide who's going to be president, and they will decide who's going to be president.
Well, see, you're right. I think you're right.
I have no doubt about that in my mind.
But I believe that this has all come to the surface, and a lot of us come to the surface because Trump has been in this thing. I think there's a lot of things that we're discussing and talking about now. We've brought in Democrats and independents more into the Republican Party because of Trump. The big crowds that are following him, and he may be a Pied Piper, but it's still that there's good that can come out of this evil that you see, that you feel.
I believe that's true. I think that there's an awful lot of Republicans that are not Trump supporters that are going, how the heck did this happen?
Yeah, right under our nose.
How did we let this go so far?
And some donors said today that they're sick of spending $520 million on failed candidates. So I bet they are. The amount of money that went into Jeb Bush's, campaign, then Rubio's and all that. They keep spending it after bad, and Donald's spending his own money, so that's good, and he'll probably get it back. I know he's already negotiated a way to get that money back, but he'll get it back. But listen, thank you for calling. We're getting ready to go to another hard break, and I'll have to let you go. But thank you for calling me and talking to me about this. I love it, and we're still friends, right?
Do. That's why I called you.
And we're still friends, right?
Go, Bernie. Go.
Feel the bird. Thank you so much. Hey, listen, everybody. We will bye. Thank you. We're going to be back in just a couple of minutes, and I want you to stay with us. Tomorrow, we've got Dot Muter, who's going to be here, 90-year-old volunteer. She's volunteering at the Chop House, and we're going to talk to her about all that she's seen and done. 90 years. It's going to be a long show. No, it's going to still be just an hour. All right, guys. We'll be right back for the final 15 minutes of The Cindy Cochran Show.
The Cindy Cochran Show. You ain't heard nothing yet.
The Conroe YMCA's benchmark adaptive programming for kids and adults is Leap of Faith. Leap of Faith is an equine-assisted therapy program serving children and adults with adaptive needs. The riders in our Leap of Faith program are working to address and manage specific aspects of their lives impacted by illness injury, or disability. The Leap of Faith program has experience working with riders who are living with attention deficit or other hyperactivity disorders, hearing impairments, visual impairments, developmental delays or disabilities, autism, Down syndrome, multiple sclerosis, muscular dystrophy, head traumas, brain injuries, and paralysis. Our program uses horseback riding to develop self-confidence and self-esteem, to increase upper and lower body strength, assist in respiratory issues, and establish a trusting relationship between the rider and their horse. Not only do these activities aid in the physical and mental development of the rider, but they also foster self-reliance and independence. For more information regarding our program, to become a rider, or to volunteer with a great group of people, please call our Welcome Center at 936-441-9622 or visit our website at www.ymcahouston.org/Conroe.
Hello, I'm Bonita DeRosa, Animal Control Officer for the City of Willis. We invite you to tune in to Lone Star Internet Radio every first and third Thursday of the month at 11 a.m. for the Willis Hour. On the first Thursday of the month, the Willis Hour will be covering upcoming events and news about the city. Join in the conversation with your city officials and other leaders in the community. On the third, we will be doing a recap of the last City Council meeting. The mission of the City of Willis is to provide high-quality services, accountability, and professional commitment to our citizens. We pledge to provide those who live, work, and visit our city an effective government that is open and responsive to the needs and values of the community. Again, we invite you to tune in on Lone Star Internet Radio every first and third Thursday of the month at 11 for the Willis Hour.
In a world where everyone with a smartphone is a photographer, unique images still stand out in local newspapers, magazines, and on the internet. Writer and photographer Brad Meyer has gained a reputation for innovation and quality, specializing in an editorial approach to portraits and event photography. For information, visit bkmeyer.com or call 281-221-4812.
Have a legal question? Are you a resident of Montgomery County? Call 281-645-6344 to talk to a volunteer attorney from the Woodlands Bar Association. We answer the phones on the first Monday of every month at 281-645-6344 from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. to provide general legal information and information about legal resources to Montgomery County residents.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the most opinionated talk show on radio.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. And just as you saw, just as you heard, an example of someone calling up and certainly, opposing my views of things, but a Bernie Sanders supporter. That's great. I love it. I love to hear you guys, your opinion. And this is the most opinionated talk show around, so we want to hear your opinion. And if you listen to mine, I'll listen to yours, and maybe we can come to some kind of common ground. Probably not, but it doesn't matter. We still walk away and it's like we're still friends, we're still Americans, and it's okay. This is the process we go through, and it's so exciting that we have the freedom to even do that. Well, I just read that Rob Ford, dead at 46. Now, you'll remember Rob Ford because he was the embattled ex-Toronto mayor, and but he has lost his fight with cancer. He was that, we thought the crazy guy that was dancing all around and fell over one of the people at city council, and he was just, a crazy guy, and said things and did things and that were not very well spoken of as mayor of Toronto, but. He has died. Now, if you saw him and you listened to him talk or you saw his antics, you didn't feel like he had long to go unless he, did all the things like try and get on a healthier lifestyle. But he didn't do that. And now he's passed away. And of course, thoughts and prayers with his family and that's a shame. But he was quite a character. Another thing that happened that was been strange, an awkward moment was Bill Clinton going out and speaking on behalf of his wife Hillary, and slamming Obama's legacy and his 8 years in office. Now, that's going to make it difficult because Hillary is embracing Obama's administration and saying that she will carry on what he has started and strengthen it and all that stuff. And so, well, Hillary, I've told you before, you guys think I'm kidding. I keep trying to reach out to her and have her call me to tell her and advise her, don't let Bill out to speak about, especially the sexism and people being sexist and all that. This guy has no history for that. And then the other is to go slam the Obama administration when you are trying to embrace it. Don't you guys text each other or anything and say, hey, remember, let's don't talk bad about Obama, or don't talk about women, don't talk to the women, whatever, that you have some kind of counsel with him or somebody who's a handler for him that's not letting him go out and just, damage everything that you're trying to do. Now, in a sense, that's good for us, the Republicans, that he's doing that. But I just hate to see you go down in flames like that, Hillary. You just gotta, if you just called me, I could have helped you out there, girl. But oh well. Okay, and just think, you may be facing Donald Trump. Won't that be fun? And so Bernie and the FBI may not be your only enemies or problems there. It may be your own husband in your own camp. So watch out for Bill. I'd keep him at home if I were you, watching the grandchild, and not let him out. Okay, guys, also, remember yesterday I was talking about how Michael Berry, very popular talk show host, just had a meltdown over the air the other day talking about Trump supporters. Now, he has been blasting Trump for weeks and talking about anybody that would vote for him, and talking about the people who support him, and he'll start talking like we're uneducated, no good people, and that don't know nothing, don't have no teeth and all that. And he's the owner of the Redneck Country Club. It's just funny that this is, the crowd and the, I guess the image that the rednecks have has not always been good and great, but he called his club that. And this is a bar that he has, and people come to it. And I don't judge the people that walk into his bar and say that, everybody's like that goes to his bar. But he has named everybody that's supporting Trump or that would vote for Trump as, just ridiculous and stupid and, like so out of it. And they're just, blind, being led like they were blind down a dark alley. And I just don't think that it's right for him to do all of that and get everybody, he just incenses people. And I like Michael Berry. Michael Berry's had a great show, and he does talk his mind. And his whole deal is, I'm going to say what I think, and I don't care if you don't like it. And if I offend you, I don't care, because he says offensive things to a lot of different cultures when he's talking about it, because he feels like, this is the way I think about these people who are doing this and these. But he has just totally generalized everybody who supports Trump as being this, uneducated goof, that you've wasted that vote, you wasted that precious vote, and you've wasted that time voting for someone like Trump. Well, the deal is, Michael, is that all the people that have come together and voting for this guy are just like, all the people that come into your restaurant, into your bar, and they're going to be crazy people that do that and all that. But that's, should be okay with you, because you've got an eclectic group of people that come in there. And so the people that come to the rallies and all that, and yes, Donald Trump has said some stupid things, just like a lot of our politicians have said really stupid things. But, the process is we all get to vote. And if more people that you feel like are not worthy vote for that guy, that you should then turn your support over to them because the people have spoken. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's fine. You can rail. You've got the mic and you can rail all the time. But anyway, it's just been disappointing because I really like your show. I like you. Okay, guys, listen, we're just about out of time on the Cindy Cochran Show. We'll be back tomorrow, and I do want you to meet this incredibly uplifting and inspirational woman, 90 years old. She's out volunteering, not letting anything get her down. Please be with us tomorrow. And remember, go to my Facebook, The Cindy Cochran Show, if you got some suggestions, some questions, or whatever. I would love to hear from you. And we will be back in the morning, 10 a.m. So put that down on your calendar. And tell your friends. Yeah, tell your friends. Okay, we will see you tomorrow. Make somebody happy, and weird, you'll be happier.